Welcome to my channel. I'm Kira from KiraWoods.com. In today's video, I'm going to look at the last of the court cards in the cups. And so it's the King of Cups. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I have already put up a individual video on each of the other court cards in the Cups series. As well as some earlier videos I did where I looked at them, the whole suit together. But this one I'm doing individually in response to requests from one of my subscribers. So I hope you find it useful. Okay, so today, as I said, is the beautiful King of Cups. Now, one other thing about the court cards is to remember what the court cards are. The court cards are either part of your own personality, one of your own personal attributes or characteristics that is resonating with the energy of the particular court card that's come up. Or it could be somebody else who's coming into your life from an interaction with someone else that is bringing those attributes, because that's what's important in the particular situation of the spread that you've drawn. Okay, so which of those that is, trust your intuition, trust your knowing, and often you will get a sense from it by, if you're reading for someone else, by interacting with them. You'll understand how they respond as you work and delve into, as well as looking at the way the cards flow within the reading will also help you understand the answer and understand that question. But let's just look at this lovely King of Cups. Now remember, the kings have mastery over their realm. So that mastery means that they may not necessarily express it as the same way that you'll find the other court cards. The other court cards really embody and express the particular essence of the element relating to, in this essence, which is water. So this King of Cups isn't necessarily expressing it, but they have mastered it. And it's that mastery over the realm, over the cups realm, that is really important. And one of the things you know about that is to do with the way the gaze, unlike with the Queen, where she was really gazing and looking and feeling and embodying the element of water. Here this king is looking away. He's showing that he feels this confidence, this mastery over this element of water. And it's that power which also is expressed within holding the scepter. He's showing he has power over that. He has a sense of knowing. And when you see this cups, King of Cups, you'd love to get this type of energy with somebody who's maybe your doctor or a healer, because you want them to have that sense of confidence and mastery, yes. Or you'd love it if they were your counselor, or even somebody who's heading up a team in the workplace, because the King of Cups, this beautiful mastery, says, I understand and I want to embody with all those around me what Cups energy is, which is that love and that care and that kindness and compassion and joy and sweetness. So when you think about that, you think, oh, wow, yes, I'd love that to be my doctor, or to be even my accountant. I want them to care about me, so they do the best of it and they do my taxes. Or my lawyer, I want my lawyer to give, to care if I need a lawyer, right? So when we see this King of Cups, that sort of energy, when you feel that in another person, that's what you're experiencing. Or you yourself, when you're doing something for somebody else and you feel a real sense of care and social responsibility or social justice, then you know you're experiencing and feeling the King of Cups. Because I do find that for myself, learning the court cards, I found really useful to start to notice people in my environment or situations or characteristics in myself that I would resonate with, and remembering how that would fit with particular court card, because that'll help you learn and understand the court cards. So back to this lovely king. So as I said, this King of Cups, really cares about social responsibility. It's about the society element of love and kindness and care. And you know, he really does have them express that maturity around that, or that mastery of that, and wants to embody that with everybody around them. So if you're working on a team, it's the person that tries to understand how everyone's feeling in the particular situation of the team, and wants to bring the team together, that has that sense of focus of connecting, not bringing their own emotions into the situation, being able to put their own emotions aside, but understand and show real empathy with somebody else. So empathy is something you'll really notice when you see a King of Cups appear. It's about, the king brings about balance though, wants to highlight the balance that is needed between emotion and intellect. Because I said that gaze away says, I'm not caught up in the emotion of the moment, the way the other, the queen or the page or the knight might have been. The king acknowledges it, but is able to take that energy and reflect it back without necessarily bringing their own emotions into it. Okay. And one of the reasons you'll know that about this card is because notice he's not touching the water. Unlike the queen, whose foot was in the water and her gaze is very much directed towards it, the king says, I can look outward now. I can take this connection with this cups and take it out and see it and reflect it and acknowledge it in others. Which is why they'd be really good at a service position like counselling or being a doctor or a healer or something like that, or a lawyer, you know. So I'm looking at this emotional balance here. I'm thinking about, how do I bring this emotional sense of this imagination and the unconscious knowing into the situation with balance with my head, with my intellect. I'm looking at, so therefore, things like diplomacy would be very strong if the King of Cups and somebody was good at diplomacy. I'd be looking at somebody who can understand why this person may be sorrowful or grief or feeling great joy or love. I'd really get it. I have that sense of, I understand what those emotions mean, so I can respect it and understand it in others. I'm very big on social justice, as I said. I'm very big on empathy and emotions, and so nurses would also be really good at this, or any allied healthcare worker. You'll feel it if they're really good at their job, that this is sort of part of the characteristics or personalities that you will feel or experience. But the key here is around the king is related to social, the community. So the king has a strong relationship, of course, therefore, then with the emperor, who also embodies or expresses the importance of society and the social responsibility. So when you think of get the King of Cups, you are experiencing the mundane or the everyday or the interactive energy with others relating to the emperor. That also might help you understand this card a bit. So if you think about that, and if you also think about the difference between, as I said, the king and the queen is feeling it. She feels it too, while the king understands it, has mastered it, but is not necessarily perhaps, so feeling it. So they show empathy, not sympathy. They're not bursting into tears hearing the story, but they truly understand the story and the emotions relating to the person they're working with. It's that emotional intelligence is what the king is wanting to show you. The other thing that's really important about the King of Cups is the belief systems of the king and their how they feel about beliefs and how they feel about the morals is very important. And so that's why that social justice or that social responsibility is very big around the energy that you'll feel with this King of Cups. Sometimes that can get in their way, particularly if they struggle with having the understanding and the mastery of what the other person is at, or gets themselves where they find that power might get a little bit obscured in some way, or they feel they start feeling they need to repress their feelings instead of embody the feeling. Bit of a tricky one there. You'll sort of know, and you'll know that, and that could be the reason why this is coming up for the person or within the reading. You'll know because you will feel whether or not there's flow and whether or not it enhances the flow of the reading, of the person, of the situation, or does it become a bit of a barrier, a bit of a sense of something that's getting stuck. Okay, so it's a little bit like, is this person being an advocate and a mediator, or is this person perhaps finding that power is appearing on one level to be that, but on another level there's something else that starts to evolve or emerge. And so you'll look at that, because that's the thing about the court cards. It's about interactions with yourself, or what you bring to the interaction with others, and how what they bring to the situation. So it's about others. It's about interactions. It's about human interlude. It's about, because that's what the court cards are. So it's that energy and the relationship of it coming together as we embrace others in our lives, and as we work with others, as we share our life with others, and what that might mean, and what we each bring to it. So that's the last of the Cups court cards. So I hope you found that useful. Please, if you did, I thank you for liking and sharing. As you do that, that helps me know that yes, these videos are of value to my YouTube community, which is fabulous. Thank you, and it inspires me to keep making more. And I will move on to the next element on one of the court cards. I haven't decided whether I'll probably do the wands next. Okay, thank you. Have a fantastic day, and leave me your messages, your comments, and so forth and whatnot. And cheers. Okay, bye.